Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the UHC NFL podcast. Covering what week was this? Week 8. I'm Reggie
Week
Float. I'm
eight.
an Eagles fan.
Yes. For through Frost Lions here now.
You already know. It's just the two of us this time. Ain't no BBR, no Ejeko, no special guest Connor or Tony. We're just chilling. I don't think either of us are very happy with our teams at the moment, but hey, you'll never know. Stuff might happen. We're gonna fly through this. There's some stuff to talk about. I guess there's a couple one things. Big one I think is Matt Stafford being on the COVID
COVID
list.
list. Yep. Same. And then Galladay getting out injured too.
I think another big one is Jimmy Garoppolo and George Kittle are pretty much done for the season. Um,
Yeah. their their injury list for the San Francisco
oh my
49ers
god,
is funny to look
it's
at.
bad. It's so bad. They are just in pain over there. It sucks. I'm sorry, San Francisco. With that out of the way, let's get started. Thursday Night Football, a game that kind of fucked me over a little bit. Falcons at the Panthers. Panthers were 1 point favorites. Um, I put the numbers wrong on my card, so I'm already fucking it up. But the Falcons won 25 to 17. Kind of instilling some confidence back in that team. Um, one of the things I wanted to point out was the Panthers did have like a fake punt on a first down call to get a first down call on their inside their own territory, which I thought was cool. Um, I also want to say Matt Ryan and Julio Jones is a devastating combo. I feel like just the whole offense just looked really scary. Um, had 281 receiving yards. Matt Ryan himself was 21 for 30 for 281 yards. He also had a rushing touchdown, which is his 10th ever in his career. So, hey, go Matt Ryan, I guess. Um,
Yeah. I saw that. Didn't Bridgewater go down mid game?
yeah, there was another quarterback who went in for a little bit, got a couple of plays, but Bridgewater is the one who finished out.
Okay.
He did, of course, have an in. Matt Ryan obviously had no passing touchdowns and just the one interception. Um, and
Yeah.
then, there wasn't, honestly, I was expecting Carolina to do a whole lot better than they did. But they didn't. Falcons won the game.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised to be honest.
They didn't
Falcons.
blow a lead.
It's first time in about a while they didn't blow lead. So
Well, this wasn't really a lead, actually. This was pretty back and forth for
yeah.
most of the time. I mean, it was an all right game. Could have been worse. Definitely not nearly as bad as some of the games we're gonna get to, and not as much to talk about. So let's just move on to the Patriots at the Bills. Another game I expected a little bit more out of. It did actually was a little better at the end than I thought it was going to be in the beginning. Cam Newton, man, he's not looking good. Neither is Josh Allen. Neither one had a passing touchdown. Both did have rushing touchdowns. Cam Newton had the fumble. Josh Allen had the int. Um, Cam 15 for 24. Allen 11 for 18. The main reason the Bills are going to win here is because Zach Moss had two rushing touchdowns, um, and the Cam Newton fumble at the end of the game when it looked like it was going to tie with a
Yeah.
field goal, and they played around
Yeah.
with the yardage, and boom, fumbled the ball.
That fumble kind of just ruined everything.
It really just kind of ruined it, honestly.
Yeah, it
Poor
did.
guys. Um, Patriots looking bad, dude. The Belichick Brady split looking like one person really took off with all the marbles, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, when you're signing up fantasy football team to your as a NFL team, that's what happens.
The Patriots are just they're scrounging. I
Yeah.
mean, I still think Cam Newton gives you a better option than Brian Hoyer or Jarrett Stidham because he can move. But damn, dude, this is not the Cam Newton I thought I saw against the Patriots week 2. This is, or sorry, against the Patriots,
Against the
against
Patriots,
against
yes.
the Seahawks week 2. This is the Cam Newton I think people were afraid of, and the reason that Carolina let him go. Well, besides the injury,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
not looking
Honestly,
great.
I see that they might try going for uh they might try tanking and maybe trading what's his name? Trading with the Jets for a first overall pick to get
Can you
Trevor Lawrence.
imagine? Bill Belichick with
and
fucking Trevor
Trevor Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Yeah, we all be fucked.
Dude, even if they got low enough pick to like take the kid out of Alabama or take Fields out of Ohio State, like that's still some tools I really don't want Bill Belichick to have, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on here. We're moving pretty quickly. Titans at the Or sorry, fuck, I'm really messing up today. Titans at the Bengals. Man, look, Titans. Oh, I should probably say the Bills were favored by 4 in that other game. Titans at the Bengals. Titans were favored by 7, and the Bengals won 31-20. So you know, this was just a game where the Titans' offense just did not look great. Tannehill. Yeah, say mute your mic. They can hear you. Tannehill had 2 touchdowns in an int. Derrick Henry had a touchdown. Corey Davis had a touchdown. Meanwhile, over on the Bengals, man, why is that defense looking so good? Was the defense looking good, or was the Titans' offense just shit? Um,
Probably a mixture of both.
Probably a mixture of both. Joey Burrow was 26 for 37 for 249 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Um, you had a pretty good spread. T. Higgins had 6 catches for 70 yards. Tyler Boyd had 6 catches for 67 yards. Overall, like, you look at some teams like Tennessee was even 218 rush yards, 233 receiving yards, but the Bengals were only at 118 rush yards and almost 250 receiving yards. So like this is a passing game, and Joe Burrow is certainly living up to it. I'll say that.
He's looking like a better. He's looking like a pretty good first overall pick, and was definitely worth the draft capital.
I agree. I still think Justin Herbert's looking a little better, but this man is settling in pretty well, and you get some more pieces around him. I think you're gonna have a good team there.
Oh
We
yeah,
gotta fucking
definitely.
talk about Tennessee, man, because I liked this team so goddamn much, and then it really shit itself in the first half against the Steelers. It was very similar to the way the Eagles played against the Steelers, how they shit themselves going into the game, then almost came back but didn't because of, in the Eagles' case, a defensive stop not working, or in the Titans' case, the missed field goal. But now this week, it's just the Titans just fucking blew it against a much worse team, and it's kind of just this is a little concerning for this is a team that was
Well,
looking really hot in the beginning, and I still think it's probably gonna
it's gonna make it to
get
the
to
playoffs.
it's gonna host a game.
I
How I no I think so, because I don't trust the Colts as much as some people.
But they're
Um,
tied. They're tied for first now.
how much they're gonna do, how deep they're gonna go into the playoffs
Very questionable.
it's questionable. Really, I don't think they're going to get past divisional at this point. Whether you're going to go play the Steelers at this point or the Chiefs, I don't think this team beats either one of those teams.
Definitely
We
not.
know it doesn't beat the Steelers.
That game was close though.
Yeah, they came close, but also like in playoffs, you can't play like shit the first half unless you're Kansas City. I mean, how often does that happen? Those massive comebacks at the end. I don't think Tennessee can do it again. So overall, what I'm really just trying to say is Tennessee. This is cause for concern. Get a hold of
Hmm.
yourselves. Come on.
It's still in the middle of the season, so it doesn't seem okay.
We're in the midseason now. We can't say that
Yeah.
anymore. Week nine's the midseason. It's about to appear. Um, I don't think there's much else to kind of point out about this game,
Oh, definitely not.
except just like, bro, what the fuck. Here's a game I thought was gonna be way better than it was. The Las Vegas Raiders at the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland was favored by 1. This was kind of a battle in my minds of who I was picturing as the 6 and 7 seeds in the AFC. And I was trying to figure out who was going to be better. Both of them are wild card teams in divisions with a much better number 1. Um, Despite the Raiders actually beating the Chiefs, of course.
Hey,
Um, but
hey,
man,
that fucking window.
Raiders won 16-6. They at least had one missed field goal that I saw. Um, their offense wasn't looking good. Uh, Derek Carr was 15 for 24 and 111 yards and a touchdown. Baker Mayfield 12 for 25, 122 yards, no touchdown. Raiders were going into the half. Actually, no, we were going into the fourth quarter, tied 6-6, and then Hunter Renfro caught a pass, and then Dan Carlson kicked another field goal, and just made it to Las Vegas game. But man, it was windy all over the fucking place. But this Browns team did not look good. Missing OBJ, I guess. Landry only 4 receptions for 52 yards. Kareem Hunt only 14 carries for 66 yards. Um, this team just kind of I honestly I didn't think either team looked great. If I'm being honest with you,
Oh yeah, no, it was kind of
like if you take like literally, if Vegas gets one touchdown, it's the only touchdown of the game, and that's all you get.
hmm
It surprised me that Cleveland couldn't score a touchdown, but hey, Raiders defense a little scrappier than people give it credit for. Fine. But this is just bad game for the Browns, who my hype has died for the Browns. I would say it's getting there with the Raiders. I don't like them. I don't want Nelson Aguilar to do well, but hey, whatever. It is what it is. Uh, you have any feelings on this game before we move on?
holy shit, the fucking wind. The wind fucked up
Yeah.
all the field goals.
Speaking of wind, with kicks, Colts to the Lions. Colts were favored by 3.5. I believe this was the only game of the day, or at least the 1 o'clock hour, where there was a missed extra point, and it was in a dome.
Yeah,
So
that happens.
cool. Colts won 41-21. I'm gonna let Frost take the wheel in a second. I just want to point out the blocked punt that led to a scoring drive for the Lions. I love stuff like that. The Lions have also scored first in all of their games so
I
far.
had hope. I had hope.
They looked good, man, and this was a very, you know, the, if you look at it, the Colts didn't score in the first or third quarters. What they did do is score 20 in the second and 21 in the fourth. So you really can't let them do that. Um, but other than that, I mean, you guys did pretty well, I would say.
It doesn't help that. It doesn't help. So they scored a bunch on us, and plus Galvin
Matt
was gone.
Stafford got the pick
Stat
six,
and
or
Stafford
threw
had
the
the
pick
pick
six, I
six.
should say.
Yeah, second of the year. Let's go. Um, normal people don't even throw one in a year. How about two?
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, it was a tough loss. Honestly, it's time to lose. We're gonna go 3-13,
Well,
third or fourth overall pick, and a good running back.
with Matt
Let's
Stafford
fucking
with
go.
COVID now, or COVID reserved. Stafford himself was 24 for 42 for 336 yards, three touchdowns and an in. Philip Rivers looked okay. I give him some shit because I don't think he's good anymore. But 23 for 33, 262 yards and three touchdowns. He's doing well in Frank Reich's offense over there, throwing passes to Hines and Doyle and my boy Trey Burton. Um, Leading rusher on the Lions was Agnew with one carry for 11 yards. How's that
Let's
one?
fucking go. Or we don't have a running game.
Yeah, apparently not. DeAndre Swift who? Um, it's just funny that Swift had 6 carries for 1 yard. Adrian Pearson five. Second place was Matt Stafford with 1 for 10.
Yep, it happens.
So you gotta figure that out. Colts D looking pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Gotta love that Colts D.
It doesn't help. What's his name came back when the key defensive players came back
I don't know any
last
defensive
week.
players on the Colts. I'm gonna be honest. I just know it's a good defense.
It was a Pro Bowler from last year.
All right. Hey, this is a game that I think you must have enjoyed. The Vikings at the Packers. How about that one?
Oh my
Uh,
God, Dalvin Cook saved the team.
Green Bay was favored by 6 points, and the Vikings won 28-22. How about that? Did end with the little forced fumble strip sack at the end there with Aaron Rodgers, but really it was over long before that.
Yeah,
Dalvin Cook had 4 touchdowns. Sorry, yeah, 4 touchdowns because he had three
yeah, four.
passing touchdowns. Or sorry, 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown. 30 carries for 163 yards, 2 receptions for 63 yards. Dude was a beast, and the entire reason that the Vikings won this game and kind of gave him the upset. Um, hey, Packer fans, what the fuck is your team doing?
Yo,
What
I
the
can't
fuck
wait
are
to
the
see.
Packers doing? Aaron
Uh,
Rodgers, 27 for 41, 291 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's great. All that came in the second half, pretty much.
hmm
You were totally off the whole rail, the first half, and you did actually that's not even true because you scored 2 touchdowns. You just were a tie game going into the half. And then third quarter, you let 14. So really, this happened in the first half. Third quarter, you let 14 points get scored on you and do nothing with them.
it just it proves now that it proves to me that what's it called? The fuck was I gonna say? It proves to me that Aaron Rodgers can't carry this team on his back anymore by himself.
Now he can only carry it so far, and here's something fun, right? I like seeing this. The first half, touchdown, 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 end of half. You had two drives that all went down to the end of the quarter. So two basically 7.5 minute drives for each team, and you just scored and scored and scored and scored. But then the Packers, after a Minnesota touchdown, you give it over on downs. Going for it on 4th and 10. I mean, it was windy, sure, so you're not gonna kick that field goal from the 37. But going for it on 4th and 10, turning it over on downs, leading to a touchdown. They turned it over on downs twice in this game. Another one on the 4th and 9. So Packers, what the fuck are you doing? Where's this
Yeah.
team that BBR said was possibly better than the Seahawks?
They don't have Aaron Jones.
I do not have Aaron Jones. You are absolutely
I think
correct.
Devontae Adams also sat
I
out with
believe
it.
they had Devonte Adams in this game.
Did they? Did they?
I want to say they did, but I might be wrong. Hold on.
Stats.
Maybe I'm just stupid and hopeful.
Wait, a game without your two
Yeah,
main weapons.
Devonte Adams, 7 receptions for 53 yards.
Okay, never mind then. Yeah, no, they just suck.
He had their 3 touchdowns. I don't know why I'm going crazy here.
Yeah.
All three touch. So really, what you're looking at is all 7 touchdowns. All the touchdowns in the Packers were scored by Adams. All the touchdowns in the Vikings were scored by Cook. That's what we're looking at here.
Mhm.
All right.
Next game.
Jets at the Chiefs. The Chiefs were favored by 19 and a half. Jets with the upset, winning 35-9. Oops, sorry, read that wrong. Chiefs, of course, they won 35-9. Of course they did. In the beginning, in the first half, I was saying, Jets defense looking passable. I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote that down because they let 21 points go in the first half. I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote this fucking note down, but I passed me as a fucking idiot. Apparently,
Like,
the
the
Jets
only
had
thing
three
I
field goals, and they could not stop. They had no points in the second half, and they could not stop the Chiefs. And even if they could not do anything against the Chiefs. Um, I got a fun stat, but Frost, tell me what you think about this game.
the Jets being the Jets, you gotta love them.
You do gotta love it. Here's my fun stat. Tyreek Hill, who in this game had an over 40-yard touchdown, has tied Randy Moss for historically the most 40 plus yard touchdowns at 23. So if he gets another one, he will have the most in NFL history, I think.
Oh yeah.
So look at that. Good for him. Patty Mahomes was 31 for 42 for 416 yards, 5 touchdowns. He led the passing yards for the week. Um, you know, Travis Kelsey had 8 receptions for 109 yards and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill had 4 receptions for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, this was just a demolishing that everyone expected. There's not much to talk about it. We could probably move on now. That point spread, though, gotta say, 19 and a half. I mean,
I gotta
that
say,
was that was a lower point spread than I think the Michigan game where Michigan State pulled out the underdog win.
yo, don't ask me how they won that game. That was kind of fun. It was.
Because Jim Harbaugh, I mean, I don't know much about college football, but
I don't know, but I know Michigan State was projected to lose by a shit ton. The only thing I know is the Rutgers are basically the Jets of the college, and we lost to the Rutgers last week.
and then you beat.
There's the Michigan.
All right. Rams at the Dolphins. Here's a fun one. So this was Tua's first start. The Rams were favored by 3.5. We're thinking Aaron Donald's going to feast. He kind of does. But the Dolphins win 28-17. So now they're 2-0 against. Oh no, sorry, they're 2-1 against NFC West teams. Uh, Tua did have a sack and a fumble on his first drive. He did have some very accurate zips. Um, they also had a scoop and score, which I love. I always love it for like 79 yards. So like, damn, you're talking real shit there.
Oh yeah.
Um, so Tua 12 for 22, 93 yards and a touchdown. Goff 35 for 61, 355 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 goddamn interceptions. Fuck you, Jared Goff. I'm
Yeah.
back
Goff.
to realizing that Jared Goff sucks. You know what's funny? The Dolphins didn't score in the second half, dude.
Mhm.
Not once.
Robert Woods kind of carried that
They had Van
Rams team.
Ginkel had the Ginkle Jinkle whatever his name is. He had the 78-yard scoop and score in the second quarter. Jakeem Grant. Oh, by the way, I forgot about this. I didn't write this down in my notes, but he had the punt return, first punt return touchdown of the week. Chris Hansen was excited about this. So really, the Dolphins' offense only had two scores: the Devontae Parker catch and the Myles Gaskin run. That's all they had. The defense and the special teams scored twice as or scored the same amount as the offense. So this was definitely a game, and if they don't have those scores, they lose 17-14. So this is really a game where Dolphins fans should be happy with their defense and special teams because they had an offensive, a defensive, and a special team score all in one game. I like that little hat trick there. Um, I mean Rams, what the fuck are you doing? You know, I this team's overrated personally. Jared
Oh yeah.
Goff's overrated. Cooper Cup's overrated. I don't like this team. I know the Eagles got their asses blown out to them. That's fine. We got our asses blown out by a ton of teams already. Washington, for one. So that doesn't make them good. This team's trash. That's all I got to say. You got anything on that one?
Nah, it was just it's what you expect.
All right. And what I thought should have been the game of the week, but wasn't, but really should have. Steelers at the Ravens. Ravens were favored by 4. They also covered that, by the way, because the Steelers won 28-24. How about that? The Steelers. All right, here's some fun stats. I wrote down a ton of stuff here because Chris Hansen was giving me all sorts of information. This game continues at 64 straight games with a sack by the Steelers defense. The record is 69 by the early 2000s Bucks. So hey, 6 more games they'll have the record. Um, I'm still not thinking offense is looking as hot. The defense had some issues in the beginning. I say that despite, by the way, the Ravens' first drive ending in a Lamar Jackson pick six, like 3 plays in. Um, Despite that, T.J. Watt was having some arguments with the defensive coordinator. I like to see that. He had some back-to-back fumbles. So the Steelers fumbled, then followed by the Ravens fumble, and all that led to a punt, followed by 2 more punts. So this game really was, second half things looked a little better for the Steelers. They had more
Oh yeah.
scores. They had interceptions. They had a Ravens fumble. I mean, and what did it all come down to in the end? You know what it all came down to? It came to Lamar Jackson in the end of the game with the Ravens in what could be considered a missed call on I think it was Mark Andrews in the air. Um, Oh no, it was Willie Snead that was in the air, and he just got kind of fucked in the middle of the air. Like I don't know I didn't know what to make of it. The refs, the no one said anything about it, but I see a lot of stuff about it. But hey, it was a very close game, very close to being a Ravens win. So this was a very good game. I really want to see them play again. The other one, of course, there's something big in here. Is Matthew Judon got ejected from the game? He was getting pretty heated, and a ref came in, and he just kind of hit the ref's arm by accident, and he got ejected. Um, Ronnie Stanley, who's their left tackle, all-pro left tackle, who they just paid, I think, $90 million to, had to leave the game with an injury that we now know he will be done for the rest of the season, like 5 days
Yay.
after signing. So I feel bad for him.
Yay.
Fuck you.
Yay.
And while we're talking about some trends, the Ravens defense is forced to turn over in 20 straight games. So hey, both
Yep.
these teams have phenomenal defenses, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. I want to see them play again so badly.
You love to see it.
I do. I think it's gonna be Thanksgiving. They're gonna play again.
You ain't playing on Thanksgiving.
Chargers at the Broncos. Chargers were favored by 3. Here was one where I was thinking, man, Justin Herbert's gonna have a day. And then I was reminded why I liked the Broncos so fucking much in the beginning of the year. Um, they really did have a comeback. So Justin Herbert has now thrown for over 250 passing yards for the 6th game in a row. 29 for 43, 278 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 wins. Ints are costly there. Drew Lock, on the other hand, 26 for 41, 248 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Um, Here's the thing. All right. Let's say, all right, at the end of the fourth quarter, the Broncos scored a touchdown and the Chargers were up 24 to 10. Uh, then eventually the Broncos came back and kicked an extra point with literally zeros on the clock to win the game by one. Man, was I fucking pissed at this. Mainly because I wanted Justin Herbert to have another win, but also like I love both these teams. But Broncos were the ones I loved in the beginning of the year. Chargers are the ones I love now. But damn, dude, Broncos won the game. They're
Oh my.
reminding me how good they are, or how good they were supposed to be. Anyway, what's your thoughts on this game?
Uh, they you know, you love to see it when Chargers like to choke. They like to do the Spanos, yeah.
Yeah,
They have the Spanos curse of they embrace their sin, them being from San Diego and doing the choking jobs of the. We just love to see it. You'll love to see the choking.
all right, let's keep it going with the 4 o'clock games. We don't have much to talk about on these ones because it's just the two of us. What was America's game of the week? Saints at the Bears. Saints were favored by 5.5, and they won 26 to 23 in overtime. This did end up being a pretty defensive slog. Foles was 28 for 41 for 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then Breeze was 31 for 41, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns. No real like superstars of the game, I guess, except Will Lutz because he had a lot of field goals. Um, but it was kind of back and forth in the overtime. It was about a minute 36 left on the clock when the Saints won the game. So hey, good win for the Saints. Tough win or tough loss for the Bears. I'm not wild about either of these teams. I don't like either of these teams
they
doing well
they
this
both
year.
they both pretty much suck. They just versed easy teams so far.
Like they're
They're
gonna get into the
competitive. They're not
postseason,
good.
but
They're gonna go, but they're gonna be probably a first round loss.
they're not gonna do a whole lot. Again, if one of them happens to be the 5 seed and plays Philadelphia, then they probably will win. But other than that, they're not gonna do a whole lot.
I mean, that's what happens when you fit versus Philly.
I mean, hey, just remember Seattle last year
Yeah, tank division.
only won 17 to 9. Just saying. 49ers at the Seahawks. This is a game where they benched Garoppolo again, and then George Kittle went out. Seahawks were favored by one. They won 37 to 27. Jimmy G was playing bad. This injury's been bugging him since like week two. Something I wrote down here is that Mullens led a good fourth quarter comeback. It's just Seattle just also kept scoring. Like here, Mullens scored 20 points in the fourth quarter. Had the Seahawks not also scored 10 points in that quarter, it would have been a tie game. So, that's credit to Mullens where credit is due. He did pretty well doing a comeback. He did pretty much the best you could do. He led them down the field, and they, Seahawks kept scoring points. Uh, Russell Wilson was 27 for 37 for 261 yards and 4 touchdowns. DJ Dallas is kind of the young star of the game as he had 18 carries for 41 yards and a touchdown. Although DK Metcalf also 12 receptions for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. This is just it's not nearly as good as either of the San Fran Seattle games last year. But hey, it happened.
I mean,
Uh,
it's, what do you expect from a injury riddled fucking 49ers team?
yeah, I mean, I didn't expect them to put up this much fight, but hey,
It happened.
they did. All right, here we go. Here's what we all been waiting for. You all wanted my take on this one. Cowboys at the
uh,
Eagles Sunday Night Football. Philadelphia is favored by 10. Hey, they won and they covered. Suck my dick. We can move on. Eagles won 23 to 9. Let me tell you something. I got two things for you. I'll get the Cowboys out of the way first. Ben DiNucci's not an NFL quarterback. He's not nearly there. I feel bad for him because he shouldn't be in this position, but he's not nearly there. All right, he looked like trash. I honestly think if we played Andy Dalton, we would have had a much higher chance of losing the game. But we couldn't because he has COVID now too. Um, they really were pulling everything, including the kitchen sink, out of the bag in the first half. The Cowboys, a lot of trick plays all over the place. Not really going anywhere. Only had a couple of field goals this game. Uh, Carson fucking Wentz. 15 for 27, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 wins. Those are abysmal. Abysmal numbers. He had a boneheaded fumble in the beginning of the game. D-line was the star of the team this game, all right? Star of the game. Our defense was phenomenal. I will say this. Yes, Vinny Curry should have been down by contact on the fumble recovery. That did not get whistled dead. And who was it that scored the touchdown? I think it was Rodney McLeod with a 53-yard fumble return. Yes, that should not have happened. However, I will take it. It's points. We still got the fumble in the first place with 5 minutes left to go in the game. Um, Really, it should have been 21-9 because the punter decided to just force the fumble out, or sorry, force the safety. Um, and then they tried. Hey, Zerloin comes out here with these amazing onside kicks, where he just kind of punted it like 40 yards into the air. It came back down. Someone could have fair caught it, but they didn't because they didn't think about it, and we had a whole dog pile for like 5 minutes. Um, that was pretty funny. Jalen Rager got his first NFL touchdown. He also had a 2-point conversion, I believe. Yes, he did, off of Travis Fulgham's touchdown. Can I talk about Travis Fulgham for a second? In the past, hold on, I need to pull this stat up that I sent to my dad. In the past 5, so since week 4, most receiving yards by NFL players since week 4, which is when Travis Fulgham started. That's why this stat is relevant. Travis Fulgham, number 1, with 435 yards. He's above George Kittle, T. Higgins, Robbie Anderson, and Stephon Diggs in that top 5. Travis Fulgham's the real deal, and I am hyped to have this dude on our team. All right? I want an unbiased opinion. Frost, what do you think of Travis Fulgham? God fucking damn it. All right. By the way, Zeke, 16 carries for 63 yards. Overrated. No claps on that one. All right. Listen, the Eagles, we're lucky if we beat the Giants again.
No, I mean,
If we
you're not wrong.
if we play like this, how can we be a 2-point conversion away from beating or tying at least the Ravens? One failed defensive stop away from beating the Steelers. And yet we almost lose to the Giants and we're terrible against the worst defense in the league. Why do we suck? Because fuck you, that's why. We're going to hopefully beat the Giants, hopefully beat Washington week 17. I can't see this team beating anyone else left in the NFL. And the Cowboys, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
So we suck. Alright, last game of the week, Buccaneers, the Giants. Tampa Bay was favored by
Oh
12.
my god.
Can you believe this, dude? Talk about a team that did terrible against a terrible team. Bucks won 25-23. You may be looking at that and saying, that's closer than I would have expected, but the Bucks pulled off the win. No. If I'm a Buccaneers fan, I'm taking this one on the chin as a loss, as I am with the Eagles game. Listen, the Giants were a 2-point conversion away from tying the game.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
It was a back and forth game where the Giants led going into halftime 14-6. You had field goals, you had touchdowns going back and forth. Had a miracle. By the way, Daniel Jones sucks. I'm throwing it out there. He does not deserve the nickname Danny Dimes. Alright, he has one lucky play and 5 shit-ass plays. Alright, he is a poor man's Carson Wentz is what he is. He is like Carson Wentz will give you a boneheaded play, a great play, and then a whole bunch of nothing. Daniel Jones gives you a great play and then 5 boneheaded plays. Alright, the
Okay.
4th down conversion in the beginning of the drive that led to the touchdown where they failed on the 2-point conversion at the end. He should have been intercepted, and the receiver came back, made a play on the ball, made a gaff in the defense, and bam. But dude, holy fucking shit. Daniel Jones was trash this game. 25 for 41, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Are those better stats than Carson? Probably. But he sucks. Dude sucks. I'm putting it out there. Connor can kill me if he wants to. Go ahead. What's your thoughts on this game, my friend?
Uh, didn't know someone could suck that bad.
Both these teams were just so off today, dude.
Hmm.
Tom Brady was 28 for 40, 279 yards, two touchdowns. Mike Evans, 5 receptions, 55 yards, one touchdown. You know what? There's not much to talk about this game. It's just like, how do the Buccaneers do this bad? And how did the Giants not take a game given to them on a silver platter? Huh? What happened here? This was a weird night. Two out of the three primetime games had NFC East teams. What the fuck? Actually, yeah, three. Literally every team but Washington, who's on a bye in the NFC East, was in a primetime game this week. What the fuck happened there? All right,
It's what happens.
we're gonna do some predictions. Here we go. Thursday Night Football, Packers at the 49ers. Assuming it happens, I'm going Green Bay. 49ers just damaged all to hell.
What was it? 49ers and who?
Packers.
Packers. Packers
Yep.
Niners.
Packers favored by 7. Um, Broncos at the Falcons. Falcons are favored by 4. I've had my butt kicked betting against the Falcons by picking confidence picks, and I'm not doing it again. I'm picking, but I'm going to do it again. I'm picking the Broncos.
I think Broncos here.
Cool. Seahawks at the Bills. Seahawks favored by 3. I'm taking the Seahawks. I would love the Bills to turn around and surprise me, but fuck, man.
After the shit recently, I can't give enough.
Can't care about the Bills, man. Bears at the Titans. Titans favored by 6. I'm picking the Titans. I still think they're a better team than the Bears. I will not be surprised if the Bears win the game, but I'm picking the Titans anyway.
Titans. I think Titans wins too.
Ravens at the Colts. Ravens favored by 2.5. I'm taking the Ravens. I don't like the Colts, personally.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, cool. No arguments so far. Two people. That's pretty easy. Panthers at the Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 11. I mean, the Chiefs are going to win this game, right?
Yeah, Chiefs. Just skip this.
Lions at the Vikings. There's no line that I can see. I wonder why that is.
Mm.
There we go. Minnesota's favored by 4 as a home team. What's your pick?
Oh, you already know I got to pick the Lions.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to pick the Vikings, especially if the Lions don't have Matt Stafford.
Yeah, you're right. I picked what's it called?
You pick the
You're right
Vikings.
after you said that.
All right. Giants at Washington. I picked Washington in the first one. I'm going to pick Washington in this one. I think Washington is the better football team, personally. They're the football team, and I'm the better football team. Washington's favored by 2.5.
I pick Washington.
Texans at the Jaguars. I'm picking Texans. They're favored by 7 as an away team. I'm definitely picking Houston. Jaguars suck.
Oh yeah.
Raiders at the Chargers. Wow, Raiders at the Chargers is even. I like that. I'm gonna pick the LA Chargers to win this game. Fuck the Raiders. Fuck Las Vegas. I'm picking Justin
Um.
Herbert to win the game.
Mm,
Tell me I'm wrong. I dare you.
yeah, I pick Chargers too.
What? Come on, we gotta have some fights here, man. What the fuck?
I don't.
All right. Steelers at the Cowboys. Steelers are favored by 14. Yeah, the Steelers will win in that game.
Steelers, Cowboys, yes.
Dolphins at the Cardinals. Cardinals favored by 4.5. Listen, Dolphins beat the 49ers and the Rams and did pretty well against the Seahawks, so I'm picking the Cardinals, though. I like the Cardinals this year.
Uh, would you say Cardinals and who?
Miami.
Cardinals.
All right, Sunday Night Football. Saints at the Bucks. Bucks favored by 5. Until Monday night, I was positive the Bucks were going to win this game. Now I'm not so sure, but I'm still kind of feeling the Bucks.
I pick Saints.
All right, we had some disagreement. Fuck yeah. This is going to be Antonio Brown's debut game, by the way, just so everyone is aware. And then Monday Night Football, Patriots at the Jets. Patriots are going to win. They're favored by 7. They're going to win because the Jets suck so bad. They're going to go 16-0. But everyone just remember the Patriots also suck. Don't get fooled into thinking Cam Newton's back on his prime if he does well against the Jets this year because the Jets are garbage. All right, that's all we got for you. Wow, 40 minutes. That's a record. All right, everyone.
There's a bunch of people. All right, see ya.
Thanks for listening.